My grandmother called me the family disappointment for the first time when I was 9 years old. She said it the way you'd say, pass the salt, like it was just a fact about the world, neutral and permanent, something everyone already knew. I remember I was wearing my church dress, the yellow one with the white collar that my mother had pressed that morning, and my grandmother looked at me across her kitchen table and said it without putting down her coffee cup. I didn't cry. I remember that. I just looked at the linoleum. That was 1994, in a farmhouse outside of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. 31 years later, I would walk into a federal building 40 miles from that same kitchen table, carrying a folder that had taken me 14 months to build, and everything my grandmother had said about me would turn out to be wrong in the most precise, documented, legally admissible way possible. My name is Renata Hale. I am 39 years old. My father Dennis was a machinist for 22 years. My mother Lynn was a school secretary for 30. They built something modest and real on calloused hands and careful choices. My father died in November of 2019, suddenly, and he had a revocable trust established in 2011. 2 named beneficiaries, me and my sister Diane, split equally with our grandmother Lorraine as trustee. Total value at his death, approximately $260,000, plus a subsequent $31,000 retirement supplement deposited in December 2019. I know all of this now. At the time, I knew only that Lorraine was handling it and that I should be patient. 18 months passed. I received nothing. No accounting, no communication. I was working as a paralegal in Madison. I know how to read a trust document. I know what Wisconsin Chapter 701 requires of a trustee. I sent formal written demands. Lorraine signed for the certified letters. She did not respond. In October of 2021, I drove to her house with banana bread and the trust document, flagged in yellow. I asked for a full accounting. She picked up her coffee cup and told me she had exercised her discretion as trustee and that the remaining balance had been directed to supplement what Diane had already received. I said, so both distributions went to Diane. She said yes. Then she said she had always believed I was resilient, that I didn't need it the way Diane did, and that frankly, I will carry this word forever. Frankly, I had never really understood what this family had built or what it was worth, and she didn't feel I deserved the same consideration. She said deserved. She laughed a little when she said it, not a mean laugh, a dismissive one, like she was explaining something obvious to someone slow. I picked up my flagged document, put it in my bag, said thank you for telling me, and drove home. That was the clock starting. I petitioned the probate court for a formal accounting. What came back in February of 2022 opened everything. The trust had received $295,000 total. Diane had received 2 disbursements, $110,000 in March 2020, $98,000 in January 2021, $208,000. My disbursement was listed as 0. The accounting also showed 12 separate transfers between April and September of 2021, while I was calling Lorraine asking for patience, from the trust to an account held jointly by Lorraine and Diane. Each transfer between $4,000 and $9,000, each one below the federal reporting threshold. Together, $62,000. Deliberate structuring to avoid federal reporting requirements has a name.